So if you haven't seen House of Cards Season 1, there are going to be a bit of spoilers, and it might even spoil things in Season 2 toward the later half, but the first section will be spoiler-free. Viewers' discretion is advised. So, what happens in Season 2? So, it really continues off the story. You know, Russo's dead. You see Frank becoming vice president. You see Claire's story and how she's getting sued. And it really continues from there. His journey to becoming the president. Bottom line, I still enjoy the show. It's been a while since I saw Season 1, which is why I had to watch Season 1 again, then watch Season 2 again, and I wrap my head around to see the facts of Season 2 to get everything right. It was hard, because not only are the stories, sometimes they talk fast, sometimes they talk slow, and it's just like, you can't pick up on everything, and it's really hard to binge watch. Which is one thing I could tell you about this show. Don't binge watch it. You can binge watch a lot of shows like Marvel, DC, or even shows on Netflix. But this is one show that I think you just can't binge watch. You can't watch them back to back. Because I would, it's just that I can't pick up on every single detail that House of Cards is trying to tell me, the story that they're trying to tell me, which is really crucial for not only the review, but you actually enjoying the show. So, hey, it's your idea, but if you want to binge watch it, I strongly advise you not to. But let's get on with the review. The characters, once again, do a great job. Kevin Spacey as Frank Underwood nails it. Like, nailed it. He surprised me in Season 1. He's still surprising me to this day in Season 2. And Robin Wright's character actually had more depth, more things to talk about. Really, in the last season, I was just like, okay, I don't get this character. I don't see why they're playing. Honestly, she felt like a side character, and now it's fully developed, and you're like, okay, she's kind of like Frank Underwood, but female version. She's really good, and the things that she does and the things that she accomplishes are also really good for the season. And also, you can see that Frank Underwood and Robin Wright, they're made for each other. Claire Underwood does a great. That character was awesome too. And Michael Kelly's character is also really good. Doug Stamper, though his story was underwhelming at times with Rachel Posner. If you don't know, that's the item in Season 1, if you know what I mean. I don't want to say it. But more importantly is that there are a lot of stories with Raymond Tusk, which are also great. That guy was a business billionaire or whatever. He was trying to, play with Frank Underwood. They had that rivalry, which is also interesting. But there are a lot of stories besides him actually trying to manipulate President Walker into getting the presidency. Point is, I love this show, but not as equally as Season 1. Main difference is that Season 1, really, you knew where it was going. The stories actually made sense and they interloop with each other. In this story, there are some stories that did, work together, but it felt redundant. It felt like you didn't need to have that story to continue the show. It really was redundant. Though I enjoyed maybe that segment, it was just like, it got too oblivious that I was just like, okay, I understand where you're going with this, but don't do it. Just let's leave it at one episode. Move on. And I'll talk about that in the spoiler section. But really, this show had a lot to offer, a lot of things. And you can't top Season 1 because obviously people are going to remember, oh, Season 1 was awesome. Not only did he become the vice president in that 13 episode length, which is crazy, he now, does more things, way more things that you wouldn't imagine him doing. Also, the reporters, which you saw in the last season, don't have much in this season, which was also kind of sad. This is what I expected, though it blew me away what they did. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, it blew me away, but also kind of sad to see all of the reporters just cut off at the end, cut off right in the middle. I'm like, wow, I thought these guys were gonna figure, okay, that's, wow, Frank Underwood, you're really winning. And really, it's great to see, this character is just an asshole. He's really, really, evil, malicious. He's just the worst. But yet, you're sympathizing for some reason. Honestly, I just wanted him to beat the good guys for some reason. I felt like a dick. I was just like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna pull this off. I'm proud of you, bro. But then another side of me was just like, you're a dick. And I'm like, wow, you're putting me in a tough act. Really, Kevin Spacey nails it as his character, and really, even I read reviews who have said that it's really fascinating to see a character do so much in a little amount of time. Not only like in 26 episodes, he just does so many things that you just realize, wow, that's kind of oblivious. And you also have real life factors that play into US politics, which I can see is happening, such as education bills in the season 1. Now we have bills and weird delegations and trade allegations with the Chinese, which is also not redundant, but definitely got old after some time. But I definitely enjoyed this season. Didn't have much to offer in season 1, as this character really develop more character. It did also add a lot of side stories that were unnecessary. Bottom line, I did enjoy season 2, and you should really watch House of Cards, not only for season 1 but season 2 as well. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It was a great season. There were a lot of side stories that were really highlighted even more than they should have been. They should have just cut off, and some characters that should have shined more that really weren't. And now that is my cue to say spoiler alert. I'm going to do a couple of spoilers. I'm not going to spoil the whole show because there's a lot to talk about in this show. But really, I just want to get some things off my chest. There are some things that were just bugging me in the show, and I was just like, if you guys watch the show, you can relate to me. Leave them in the comments what you think about the show. Bottom line is, let's get into it. So, first episode, Zoe dies. That blew my mind. Really, I didn't expect that to happen. Really, I knew she was going to disappear. Something bad's going to happen to her. But I was just like, wow, you just did it in the first episode. That's not only impressive, but that really plays to the fact that he does a lot in a short amount of time. This guy's not playing around. He's just like, literally, he's in a trench coat. And I'm like, oh, some shit's going to go down, but I don't know. And after he's like, I was researching about Russo. And I was just like, fuck. And it pushes him off. I was like, holy shit. You just not. Oh man, I kind of like Zoe. And then the other reporters, it's just one of the redundant things, the hacker issue where he's going on the dark web. I mean, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was like, okay, cool. And they revealed something. They revealed that he was actually working for the government to, get off his, his sentence. But really, it just kind of is like, you could have spoiled that at the end. So I'm like, oh shit. That blew my mind. But now I'm like, dude, you're robbing into... I can't watch this, and I just feel kind of unsympathetic, really. And the reporters just leave. The other girl reporter who receives nudes from Zoe's character was just like, I'm leaving, and I'm just like, I would do that in that situation, but wow, you're a good reporter that's following your instincts. The other weird boyfriend dude with the long ass hair is just like, no, I'm gonna get hacked. But the other story is Doug Stamper and Rachel Posner. This is really the most redundant. They could have ended it off. They could have said, and maybe checked in a while, but really, every episode you see Doug Stamper going back and saying, yeah, you need help. You can't talk to this person. I'm going to get you a job here. Quit your job. Come back here. Stay with me. Don't talk to that girl. Don't talk to the girl in the shower. Don't have, relations with that girl. No, don't, all right? I'm your landlord. Fine, you can have relations. Don't have, okay, I get it, bro. You're probably a legal guardian. I don't even know. Maybe product twist. So I kind of liked that at the end where he just got hit on the head, Doug Stamper, and he just, what happened to him? Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Really, he was just losing it, and I don't know, maybe that was the point, but really, it kind of seemed redundant. You could have left it. I understand it in the first and second episode, you needed that to say, oh, he's covering up, so then, Frank doesn't have ties to Rachel Posner, he doesn't have ties to Russo's death, and that issue, but I still felt that was redundant. And the other one was Jackie and Remy. Really, Remy was working for Tusk. Remy was actually working for Claire, which worked for Tusk. Oh man, this is what I kind of hated about season 2, is the fact that they interlooped, but really getting on the fact of Jackie and Remy's relations, which is kind of, I mean, it was okay, but it's like, you're working for them, so fuck you. And I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, you were good as Cottonmouth, Remy, but no, not in this show. Just leave. One of the characters I probably hate, but I should have loved. Dude was a great actor too, so. But besides that point, I think I liked the rise to Walker. They even gave some levity between Walker and Frank Underwood. It was something that I honestly never saw in the House of Cards series. They always talk about things like, oh, pass this bill. President, I think you should fire Linda. don't fire Linda. Maybe fire Linda. Point is, I think you should decide on your own, but I'm still gonna make you do it. Really, that's the great thing about Frank Underwood. He knows how to get under people's skin. He knows how to manipulate people, play their strings right, but they're the ones who think they're doing it, but really, it's him behind the scenes. Really, that's the one thing I just enjoy. I bet you Frank Underwood can manipulate me to say, Harrison, you could shut down your YouTube channel. Probably a good idea. You're probably spending a lot of time on it. But you know, it's your passion. And I'll be like, shit, I think I should. But the point is, I just love this show. It was great. It really showed Frank Underwood. I can't wait to see season 3 to see what's happening there, and that's probably going to take me a longer time. Point is, I love this show. There were some side stories. There were some stories that just bugged me for this whole show. I was just like, I can't watch this. I'm wasting my time. Just give me something I like. But really, those are the only stories. Really, I like Frank Underwood's story. I like the story between him and Tusk, which is fantastic. Even the Chinese delegation was also really good. But more importantly, I kind of even liked Freddy and him. They were getting more development, and he had to sell his business, which also kind of sad. It really hurt my heart. And even the exposing of Claire Underwood's nudes was just like, whoa. Freaking Raymond went there. He just went there. You wouldn't expect him to go there, but he went there. It was great how they deal with that publicity and how they pinned it on the guy who took the photo. I was just like, wow, that is low. Even for Claire, that was freaking low. But point is, I actually enjoyed this show. The flaws were minor flaws, but they did contribute to the show. So what did you think about House of Cards Season 2? Did you like it more than Season 1? Less than Season 1? Do you think they're kind of the same? And who's your favorite character in House of Cards? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, share it on all the medias, and till next time.